Well, when you get a divorce, there are so many factors to consider: child custody, splitting up assets, who gets what and how. But as you may guess, things don't always go as smooth as we would like. There's a lot of stress and there's a lot of emotion involved, especially in high conflict cases. Joining us this morning is Randy Burggraff. She's a family law attorney with Burggraff Tash Levy. She's here with some really solid advice. And also to tell us how your firm might handle things a little bit differently. First of all, Randy, what do you consider a high conflict family law case?
Good morning, Terry. Yes, a very common question. High conflict to me is going to be cases that have a lot of court involvement. So we have numerous filings, we have a lot of hearings, and then also cases that may have police involvement in it as well.
Okay, so how do we get, or how are people getting to that point, and what can they do to maybe avoid that?
Great question. So the way I find most of my clients getting to that position is a situation where co-parenting is difficult, right? We can't even resolve the simplest of issues. So we cannot communicate about phone calls, exchanges, simple things like, will our child get braces? Will they not get braces? And so that coupled with emotion, the need to be right, the willingness or wanting, I guess not willingness, but wanting to fight all of the time, wanting to make sure that they have the last word, that every email being said is posturing for court. Those are situations where we are seeing people get into these high conflict type cases.
Yeah, it is so stressful. And unfortunately, that trickles down to the children if children were involved, which makes it a very difficult situation. So, what do you advise your families to do in situations, high conflict situations like this?
Absolutely. So the things we do here at Burggraff Tash Levy, one of them is we work with our clients and we coach them in terms of how to respond to these types of communications with the other parent, right? So how they're going to react to the emails that they may be getting or text messages, and then how they're going to be responding. At Burggraff Tash Levy, we try to avoid conflict. We try to do things like picking the battles, balancing it, right? So when do we need to take the high road versus when we kind of need to fight back a little bit? Because not everything needs to be a fight. These co-parenting situations, unfortunately, become less about what serves the best interests of the child and more about what serves the parent. And so we work with our clients to respond professionally. We try to take out the emotion and we try to help them engage or get into a better co-parenting relationship with the other parent.
You used a word that I find really interesting, and coaching. And when you find yourself in that situation, you really need to be coached and have somebody kind of in your corner and on your side. But at the same time, Randy, I want to know, are you guys going to go in there and fight for me as your client?
Absolutely, Terry. Unfortunately, court cannot always be avoided. And so we are here to advocate on behalf of our clients and their positions. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that we set up everyone, all of our clients for the best level, best success that they can have. And so that comes with the coaching in terms of having these correspondings. So that way, when we are in court, we can be sure that, our client is seen as the more reasonable parent in that situation.
Yeah, and because you've told me in the past too, I mean, the whole idea is if we can stay out of court, but in these situations, sometimes you find you're in it, in the middle of it, and it's hard to take the emotion out of divorce.
It's very, very difficult. And I understand that. And so sometimes it's helpful to have a third party, someone like me at Burggraff Tash Levy, right, to help see, hey, these are the things that we do need to address, but these may be the things that you need to let go. Because parenting isn't just until your kid is 18. This goes well beyond that because we have things that, kids get married and they have kids and graduations and celebrations. And so we want to make sure to build a successful co-parenting relationship today so that it lasts in the future.
Right. It is a lifelong plan that you're helping us lay out for the future as well. So important to do. And thank you very much, Randy. Good information, good walkaway information. We'll let everybody at home know Burggraff Tash Levy. They're located at 8980 East Raintree Drive. That's Suite 110 in Scottsdale, 480-307-6800, or the website btlfamilylaw.com.